Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Okay, so today we're gonna make salmon gravlax, a beetroot salmon gravlax. It's a perfect dish for Christmas or New Year, especially here in Australia in the summer. Right?
It's quite and it keep well as well. You can serve it
Yes.
over days.
It
if
looks-
you don't finish it on a day.
And it looks very intimidating, but it's actually quite easy. Okay, so here we have a whole fillet of salmon.
This is quite big today.
Yeah, it's about 3 kilos. I didn't expect to get such a big one. And I trimmed some of the fat around it. And first of all, you look for any bones like this. Just sometimes there's bones that are left over. And you just pull them out. This is massive.
Wow.
There are a few left here. And just feel around along the sides of the middle. I think there's no, I think that's it. No, that's it. Okay, so to start the curing process, here we have a mixture of salt and sugar, 2 parts salt and 1 part sugar, and the amount really depends on how much fish you have, right? So you want enough to be able to coat the fish entirely. So this is the sugar and salt mixture. So now, BB, can you pass me some of the dry ingredients then? So we have some crushed fennel seeds that we'll mix in there, some crushed peppercorn, and a lot of fresh dill that's finely chopped up. You can actually use whatever herbs you want, but dill, fennel seeds, and peppercorn seems to work really well with salmon. Okay, so we mix this all up until it's nice and even. And the beetroot will do afterwards on the top. It gives it a little bit of an earthy flavor, but it also...
Beautiful color.
Yeah, it gives a beautiful red hue on the top. Like a layer, when you slice it, you can see one layer of red on top. Right, okay, I think this is quite evenly mixed. So actually, before you begin, I suggest lining your table with aluminium foil.
Or cling film.
Oh, sorry, cling film. Firstly, line the base with some of this salt mixture. Okay, not too much because this is just for the skin. It will draw out the moisture from the skin as well. Okay, and then, do you mind holding this, BB? Place the salmon on top. Wow, this is heavy. Okay, then coat it nice and evenly and rub it in, really rub it in. And more on the thicker side, a little bit less on the thinner side, because otherwise it will dry that out a lot. Okay.
So you always want a relatively big piece rather than...
Well, not necessarily.
There's some minimum size, you reckon?
I would say minimum maybe 1.5 kilo. But if you really want to do a small tiny steak, you could too, but it may not work out as well. Then you might only need to cure it for not too long, because this we're going to cure for about 48 hours. If the thinner it is, you can cure it a bit less, I think. Okay. So more on the thicker side, you can see, and really press it down. Okay, I'm done with this, Yuri. Thank you. Okay, so now once you see that it's all the flesh has been coated. Oh, this underside sometimes is hard to get. Okay, now we have the beetroot. So, BB, what is this?
Baby beets that was grated, and then trying to keep out the moisture so that it's not too...
Yeah, not too wet.
Yeah.
And just...
But we did not actually squeeze it out though. We just leave it to...
Yeah, so how many beetroot is this, approximately?
About 250 grams, so I have probably 4 of the baby ones in here.
Okay, so just...
That again depends on how big
evenly.
is your fish, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So
Probably.
that's pretty much it.
Yes.
And we just need to wrap this up and put in the fridge. For...
Yeah. Let me just quickly rinse my hands. Alright, now you can see why this cling wrap is such a good idea. You just take some of this cling wrap from the table, just wrap it up nice and tightly. Okay. If it doesn't fully cover, just get some more and wrap it again. Turn it around and wrap it again or something. Okay. So yes, wrap it with a few layers of aluminum foil, nice and tightly. Sorry, cling wrap. Why do I keep saying aluminum foil? Okay. Now, so put this in the fridge for 48 hours, but halfway through, after 24 hours, flip it around. Because you see, after a few hours, it will have all the juices will be drawn out by the salt.
Okay.
So turn it, and all the salt will probably be deposited at the bottom, so spin it, so turn it around. So I usually do skin side down first, and then flip it around, so it have a tray. Sometimes it does leak, so probably have a tray.
Yeah. And then we'll come back 48 hours
Yes,
again.
we'll come back 48 hours later.
We'll see you in a bit. So I'm gonna make this savoury financia that I think that it match the Gravlax that we're about to check out.
Yep.
So I think this will be quite a nice color. So I think I'm gonna have barberries in there and roasted chestnut that is already.
So this is a savoury dish. Is it savoury financias?
Correct. So then roasted chestnut, I chop them. So the main ingredient, we have 75 grams of almond meal and 30 grams of plain flour. With I put my 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder in there, as well as half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of sugar, and 100 grams of butter and 3 eggs. So I'm going to separate the eggs in a bit and whip the egg white to soft peak. And with the butter, I'm going to cook it and melt it and cook it into like a burnt brown butter sort of texture, sort of consistency. So it will have a nutty flavor. So I will just start by doing that then, hey? With the cooking the butter, you can maybe help me cook the butter.
Okay,
I'll sort out the eggs, and then we can just mix them together. So it's really easy and simple.
Okay.
So our butter has been cooked to golden brown.
And allowed to cool a little bit.
Yeah, cool, so then it doesn't curdle the egg yolk. So I've also creamed the egg yolk, so 3 egg yolks here. And we also have beaten the egg white to soft peak. So now we're gonna just pour the burnt butter.
Slowly or?
Yeah, slowly in like thin stream, and then keep beating this.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, and then we're gonna fold in the dry. Yeah, this is all the dry ingredient, which is almond meal and
all of it?
Yeah, plain flour.
Okay.
And then we can mix this in. I'll give you this too.
Done with this?
Yeah, I think so. And then maybe we can also start folding in the egg white, and then we'll alternate the egg white and the fillings. Yes. So maybe I should start with some egg white here. I'll have half of the egg white going in. Thank you. And you just keep stirring this and then folding the remaining egg whites and the filling. So we just filling the tray with our batter, and we will.
Oh, just nice fits the whole thing.
Yes, we'll bake them for about 15 minutes. We can check at 160 fan force or 180 conventional oven.
Okay.
And we're gonna look at the fish.
Yes. So it's been 2 days since we started curing the fish. As you can see, all the liquid has been drawn out. Okay, so I flipped it once yesterday. Now, let's flip it back over. And let's open this up.
Should I help?
So again, I line the table with aluminium foil because it gets really
Cling film?
Sorry, because it gets quite messy.
Yes.
Let's move this out of the way.
Wow.
Okay, so get a spatula, gently scrape off all the salt and all the beetroot and the herbs. Okay. Okay, and then pat it dry with a paper towel. Some people actually like to rinse the fish because they find it a little bit salty, but I think if you scrape everything off, it should be fine. Okay, and then hang on a minute. Let's just scrape the back as well. Look how beautiful that looks, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you've had it,
Impressed.
once you've had it all dry, and look at the beautiful color, we add more dill on top. This is just like a to add
Decoration.
more flavor as well,
Oh, okay.
and also decoration. Make sure the dill is if
Dry.
you wash your dill, make sure it's nice and dry and finely chopped. Okay. Okay, and then once you've done this, ideally you want to put it back into the fridge
Okay.
and let it dry for a couple of hours. But it's actually already edible now.
Can I try some?
Yes. Okay. So, and the way you slice it almost horizontally. When you reach the skin, and go sideways. Obviously, the first piece is not going to be
Can I have the second piece?
fine. What's with that face? It just doesn't look as good, but
Ooh.
there you go.
Thank you.
How's it?
I think the end probably is a bit more salty
Yeah,
because it's
this is
quite
very
thin.
thin. I'm gonna cut a few more pieces, and then you'll see that it's actually
The texture is very nice.
yeah. It's not quite like a. Not cameraman stealing some food. It's not quite like smoked salmon texture, right?
Yeah.
It's already getting better here. Okay.
Yep. We're gonna.
Mm. Okay. So ideally put it back in the fridge.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so this is our final product. We can eat this with this and the sour cream, right?
Yes. So this is the Friand that just came out from the oven. Yum.
Okay.